Welcome back everyone to a Counts vs Lizardmen showdown between ODM's Dacder against the infamous Rubber Duck. This match took place on Astillion Tomb with a battle of monsters and chaff. So in with the Lizardmen, we are going to see in the front line 2 tanky units of the Saurus Warriors with those shields, alongside 2 units of the Skin Cohort Javelins with that nice additional poison. In the back, 2 units of the Temple Guard for the anti-large and armor piercing, and a unit of the Star Chamber Guardians in the middle. Here with the same and also the magical attacks and that Guardian ability. 2 units of the Arc of Sotex with that brand new amazing ability, so good at removing all levels of chaff. We're also going to be having the Pale Death, which is the new Feral Troglodyte, here with its ability with the Primal Roar and those great missile attacks. In the back, the Lord choice will be Lord Mazda Mundi. He will be here with the Ruination of Cities, Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Apotheosis, the Curse of the Midnight Wind, and the Net of Amatok. He's also going to have the Greater Arcane Conduit, so lots of magic here to come. In the front line here for the Vampire Counts, we are going to be seeing 5 units of the cheap zombies in the front, 4 units of skeletons as well, mixing in with the double Graveguard, great weapons for the anti-infantry and armor piercing. 2 of the big bad boy Vargulfs in the back there for that terror and that mass armor piercing. 3 of the fast Fellbats here in the sky, as well as the armor piercing Vargeists. These bad boys, of course, will be having Frenzy, as well as that ITP and Fear. In the back here, we are going to having the Von Karstein Vampire Lord as the Lord choice, here with the Storm of the Night, as well as the Undeath Resurgence, Flock of Doom, Raise the Dead, Invocation of Nehek, and of course, that Hunger. As you can see, pushing forward to the front line, we're going to skip on here just a little bit, just so we can get into the battle nice and quickly. See the Pale Death coming forward. Looks like we are going to have a gaze there, straight into the face of the Pale Death. Apotheosis just going down to try and see if we can negate that as well. Of course, we will have some good healing coming forward from Lord Mazda. In the back, looks like the Mana Battery here from the Necromancer, who looks like he is actually going to be the one that's wielding Gaze into Gash. He's going to have the Forbidden Rod as well. Going to be stroking that there in the background. Will cause damage, but he does have that regen. We're also going to be having a White King here in the middle with Scab Scrath as well to delete all of that cheap infantry. In the back, looks like we are going to be shooting with the Pale Death here into the zombies. So not too much damage, but, you know, of course, we will wither down some units. It'd be nice to see if it was shot perhaps into the White King, or a little bit more OP up against the Vargulfs or the Necromancer. But of course, getting rid of the damage, getting rid of the zombies in the front line is not bad either. Of course, then you're going to do some pretty good damage. Getting rid of that infantry is always helpful. In the back though, so we are going to get the Vargeists as well as the Von Karstein Vampire Lord in the back. Getting ready to attack, but of course only going to be sending in a couple of zombies here to begin with. Punch through here in the middle, so we are going to be sending in the double Vargulf to try and see if we can batter up the Bastillon Arcosotic. It's going to have the Silver Chevron, so going to be coming in with those better stats. Going to net one of the Vargulfs, so only one of them here can push through. Star Chamber Guardians will be fighting up against the Vargulf, get some pretty good damage over here. And it looks like we are going to be having one of the Bastillons fighting here, using his Arc of Sotic ability on the left up against the zombies. There's some pretty nice damage over there. The net is still going down here for the Vargulf, as we are going to be fighting here with Star Chamber Guardians alongside the zombies, so a lot of that damage will be negated by the chaff. In the back, we have Fellbats here on top of the Javelins, and it's like the Pale Death still going to be shooting here into the front line. Quite a bit of damage on one Vargulf, going to lose at least 1.5k health there by, I would guess. And it's like the White King is now starting to fight in the front. He's not going to do too much work up against the Bastillon. 140 armor, no armor piercing really here for the White King. Also going to be poison, reducing some of that armor piercing. Shield of the Old Ones here in the middle, going down to really aid with the extra stats here up against those Temple Guards. Looks like here we do have Shield of the Old Ones with Flock of Doom over the top as well to cause just that little bit of damage. Banishment in the middle here to try and see if we can just delete all of the Graveguard, as well as some of those zombies as well. Getting rid of the chaff is going to be very good for high melee attack elite units. In the middle here, it looks like we have another Arcosotic ability getting popped here in the front. This is really smart. If we can wither down some of the infantry, getting rid of these monsters is going to be no trick at all. In the sky, we can see here that the Necromancer is running away, so we do have Curse of the Midnight Wind, negative 30 armor and melee attack here in the middle, as we do try and fight here up against the Vargulfs, not known for their mass melee attack, but they're still going to be fighting pretty strong here in the middle. Net on one of the Vargulfs as well. He's going to pin him in place, so we can just pretty much fight one-on-one here, so we don't have to take too much attack from the double Vargulfs. Now, they are going to regen, but they are going to be going up here against one Bastillon, Lord Mazda, and the Temple Guards. So the Vargeists here are going to fall. They're going to be losing down on numbers. They are going to be negative leadership. And we are going to see a Ruination of Cities in the back as well on the Graveguard. Graveguard and the flying units have had a very tricky time of it today. We can see no place to go home, no place to land. The only real place of weakness is going to be the Skin Cohort Javelins. Once those Javelins are gone, though, not too much else to consider. We can see here in the middle another Arca going down in the pocket, firing up against these zombies, doing some really, really nice work. Necromancer still going down there with a Forbidden Rod, doing some good mana stuff there in the backside. But here in the middle we can see it looks like another Curse of the Midnight Wind going down. So it's going to be more negative armor and more negative melee defense. Pretty much going to make these guys to hit like wet noodles. They are only going to be having 31 melee attack there for the Varghols, so they are going to struggle to hit up against the high melee defense here of some of the Temple Guard units. Temple Guard's going to do pretty well on the hit of 55 melee attack. I think we did actually get a bonus here, maybe. Yeah, Primal Roar going down there for the Pale Death. Plus 24 melee attack is really going to help for the Temple Guards. Good debuffs, good buffs, and one of the Varghols is now going to fall. Great work there from Ducky, and that means we are going to half the attack output here coming from the big monsters. Another Shield of the Old Ones coming here in the middle. Flock of Doom going down on top of the units, including the Temple Guards. So some nice push down there as well from Dacder, trying to see if he can delete units of the Temple Guard. Still fighting though very heavily in the middle. Varghulf is going to be weak. Healing Cap becoming available here as well. Only down to 20 leadership. Pale Death moving in. Nice attack animation. Good poison as well. As we can see in the back, the mana battery is also at healing cap. So we're not really going to be getting too much more mana without taking lots of hit points from him. In the back, we can still see the White King is fighting Undeath Resurgence. He's going to be at 2.6k health and 2.1 there for the Von Carstein Vampire Lord. Holding back here, the Skin Cohort Javelins, the absolute legends here of the Lizardmen, holding back 2 units of the zombies, so some nice work from them. Saurus Warriors coming back in, the thick boys are going to be smashing it here in the front line. Master Mundi is still extremely healthy here, goes into melee combat up against, nice big hit there coming out of Gary the Bastillodon, fighting up against the Varghulf. The Varghulf is going to run, he's going to retreat, trying to see if we can get a bit of regen here. Bands of Power in the Lizardmen favour. See another Arca Sotek here going up against the Graveguard and the Skeleton Warriors. So some nice damage. As you can see, absolutely no infantry left here from the Vampire Counts. In the middle of the Arca Sotek pushing through up against the Von Carstein Lord. So we are going to get Banishment in the back as well to delete all these zombies. They are excellent at just withering down all of the vigor here from the elite Temple Guards. So removing those early doors and just using the skin cohorts there to push them out is very, very good plays here from ARubberDuckOfWar. In the middle, the double Bastillodon still extremely healthy. Primal Roar going down, plus 24 melee attack there in a 40-meter radius. It's really going to help here in the middle. Use both of the banishments, and we use both of the shields coming down as well. There's some nice work there to try and negate all of the damage in the middle. Scabstrath in the pocket, that's going to do some good work up against the Skin Cohort, but will struggle here up against the Star Chambers and the Saurus Warriors. And there we go, that is going to be a pullout for the Vampire Count. Great victory. You can see here, wavering is going to be the Vampire Lord. And you can see, I think was also going down there was going to be the last Varghulf. GG's well played here to Mr. ARubberDuckOfWar, and also very well played to Dacder. Came in with a strong army. We can see here 980 for the Von Carstein Vampire Lord, 670 for the White King, as well as 890 for the Necromancer, 150, 38, 26, 23, and 106 for the zombies. So we've got 0, 210, 240, and 180 for the Skeleton Warriors, with the Graveguard, 780 and 144 for the Great Weapons. 0, 98, and 38 for the Fellbats, with 404 for the Vargheists, 440 and 1000 for the Varghulfs. They did struggle. Of course, all of the nice Arca Sotek abilities means there wasn't enough chaff for them to really fight inside of, which means a lot of the melee attack animations were actually coming there on top of the big monsters. And what you see quite a lot of good players do is they cycle charge their Varghulfs through the chaff and make sure that they try and get out pretty much damage-free if at all possible. Of course, if you can have just buckets of zombies in the front here up against the Star Chamber Guardians, very few attack animations are going to be hitting on these big targets. Considering they are anti-large with a bucket load of armor piercing, it's very needed as well. 1.4k there, nearly 1.5 for Lord Master Mundi, so some nice work there. The double ruination of the cities, as well as the double banishment, is doing some nice work up against those zombies in Graveguard. 580 and 820 from the Saurus Warriors, coming in at somewhere at about 300 kills between them. 1.7k, 1.6k for the Temple Guards, and 2,033 for the Star Chamber Guardians. Great work there from the Temple Guards, really nice stuff. 560 and 380 there for the Skin Cohort Javelins. So coming in there in the region of you know, sort of 900-ish from them, which is really strong. We're going to get 1,000 for the Basilion Arcasotek and 742 for the second. 64 kills and 54. You see, just deleting that chaff. With 103 kills, 1.2k for the Pale Death, with those really nice melee attack buffs. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this intense battle here. I actually took part during the Battlemania finals in one of the semi-finals, so if you haven't already seen that, do go check it out. But if you did enjoy it, please smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. Drop a comment down below about what you thought as well, and if you are new, please think about subscribing. It really does help me here towards growing and getting towards those 1,000 subscribers. That is my target. Other than that, if you are new, go down to that description, check out all of my other social media platforms, and most importantly, that Discord. And the reason why I say that is my hub of where I plan everything. You can join in there and see all of my single player and all my multiplayer content, as well as joining here and joining up with all of my leagues, all of my tournaments, and also leaving replays just like this on Replays for Casting, where you can see your videos here on the YouTube in the future. So other than that, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very soon.